Ved, we all Veda. Vedas are, what are they? They are the ancient scriptures of this Sanatan Dharma. And Veda have got many wings, many many things in it. But to interpret what is Veda, generally three parts, we classify it into three parts. First part is, we say, Jnana Kanda. Actually, first part is not Jnana Kanda, first part is Karma Kanda. That means that part which deals with the different kinds of rituals. And these rituals actually, they are associated with this, growth for this life. Like, people want to develop themselves. Okay, they want to earn something in this world. And afterlife, as well as in afterlife, they want to stay in a good condition, so that no pain or agony can touch them. So these are actually achievable through these different rituals that have been narrated in Vedas, in the Karma Kanda. Then comes the Upasana Kanda. The Upasana is, it is the intermediate stage between the Jnana Kanda and the Karma Kanda. Between the ritual part and the knowledge part, the intermediate part is known as Upasana Kanda. In this way, we can interpret. But there are 4 types of Vedas. First one, Rig, then Sam, then Yajur, then Atharva. 4 types of Vedas. We all heard about it. So, again, then in Vedas also there are few other things, there are mantras are there, and all these mantras are, they are being compiled in a section that is called Sanghita. So in that Sanghita, all the rituals are being set out there. Okay. Then comes this Brahman section, another section. It's called Brahman. What are they? What is written in the Brahman section? It is written what has been said in the this Sanghita, how to use it, how to apply it, and what are different things that have been said there. Then comes Aranyak, another section in Vedas. This section deals with, there is a philosophical aspect to every action that has been narrated in the Sanghita and Brahman. So that deep philosophical aspect in which is been discussed in Aranyak. But all these are actually related with different type of actions, deeds, words, so rituals we say. But some people, very few people, they actually develop vairagya in their heart, dispassion for this world. They want to go surpass this world, cross this mundane world and go into the absolute peace. For them actually what happens, they are not satisfied, and they inquire deep into their selves, and they ask for what is absolute truth, what is the real nature of ourselves, that which doesn't change. And from this inquiry develops the Upanishad part. From this Upanishad part, we call it Vedanta actually. In this way, it is been said. Then again, these 4 things I said, this Samhita, Brahman, Aranyak, and Upanishad. Many things have been discussed there in Vedas. And our subject here, though however it is very great aspect, and here Ishopanishad, which I'm about to discuss, it belongs to, this Samhita part of Veda. In the Yajurveda, in every Vedas, these 4 parts are there. In every Veda, it is Samhita is there, Brahman is there, Aranyak is there, Upanishad is there. Okay. But in Yajurveda, in Shukla Yajurveda, what happened? In the Samhita part, this Ishopanishad is been engraved. In Samhita part, when I say it of Samhita, in Samhita means they are related with some sort of action, activity, some type of rituals. Because in the Samhita, all the mantras which are there, it is meant for some type of duty, work, yajna, sacrifice, different type of things. So Samhita is meant for that. Now, Upanishad is meant for only the knowledge part. So, how come this Upanishad suddenly emerged in this, it comes out of the Samhita part all of a sudden?